We've had the Haines 36 sedan on the channel before. This is the Haines 360 aft cabin. Now it's essentially the same hull, but with a completely different superstructure and cabin layout. What they've done with this one is maximize the entire length of the boat right up to the transom here for accommodation. So it really does give you a tremendous amount of space for a 36-foot boat, and they've done it by having an aft cabin configuration, and that's why rather than going into a cockpit and then into the main deck, we go up onto an aft deck, because what it's doing is creating space for this cabin here, which I will show you of course when we go inside. But we'll start on the aft deck. So basically what you've got here is a raised helm position, and in fact this is another thing that's changed, because on the other model the helm was down on the main deck at the front. On this one it's all accommodation inside, and what they've done with this is quite clever. They've made it so that you can have the canopies on, you can take the canopies off. This section of canopy here just folds back against the arch to here, and then this back section comes off. We can leave it on as a bimini as we've got at the minute, but what you can then do is once that's folded back, there are clips on here. So you can unclip here, it hinges here, you've got a gas strut here to help support it, and the whole thing will hinge back. And the reason for that is because these are very popular on inland waterways, and in fact this one is a single engine option. I'll talk about the engine options when we go inside. But yeah, this is really optimized for inland and coastal cruising as well. It'll do that too. So what we've got here, helm position, and the seat is reversible. So what that means is that this backrest quite simply does that. So facing forward when you're helming, facing backward when you're using this as a living space. It's pretty straightforward here. There's no multifunction display and that kind of thing, because it's designed for a river. So you've got a steering wheel and a throttle and some instrumentation and bow and stern thruster, and obviously a bit of switch gear, and that really is about it, because that really is about all you need. Back here, big seating area along here, a bit more seating dotted around. There's a table here as well that folds out thusly. And then I think what we'll do is we'll take a walk around the deck first of all, loop round and then in, so you can get right around this entire boat with a walkway that's actually quite safe, because you've got the rails here, you've got another rail to hang onto here, and you'll see then we've got things like an opening skylight on the roof there. You'll see the benefit of that. Opening windows as well, a lot of ventilation into this one, and in fact that's what these round fellows here are for as well. They're all ventilators, and another opening hatch over, I think the forward cabin is there, I think I'm right in saying. Anchor winches up here, and then we can loop all the way around and say this walkway literally takes you around the entire boat. There's brakes in the rails you can see here, and this is so that you can step on and off from a quay. Again, if you're in rivers, you're going to locks, that kind of thing, that is a very useful feature. Big wipers on here. That little flying saucer is a TV aerial. And then we can come right on back. Wasn't that funny? And then we're back to where we came on. Transom door here. And back into the cockpit. But let's go and take a look inside, because that, I think, is the standout feature of these aft cabin layouts. It's the sheer space that they give you. So we're going to go down now to get into here. As I say, if you have the sedan version, you just walk forward from the cockpit. But the advantage of this you'll see in just a moment. So what we've got here then is this big saloon area. In fact, you can convert this to seating. There's a height adjustable table that drops down. There's a couple of infill cushions that tuck away down inside here. So you use that cushion there, bring that out onto the table, tuck the infill cushions in behind. Big double bed if you need it, but it has got two separate cabins as well. Bit more seating over here, so it's a nice social area, and then obviously storage about the place like this, and in here, and that kind of stuff. That's that opening window, and that's that hatch that we saw that opens. So a lot of light and a lot of air into here, and there are blinds for this as well. So if you don't want, oh here we are. If you don't want the sun beaming through, you don't have to have it. And in fact that works the other way as well, because that is a bug screen. There we go, you can have it open, keep the bugs out. And if we head on down, galley is down here. Now again, just to mention, on the main deck on the sedan version you have the helm station here, because of course it doesn't have the aft deck for a helm station. So you lose that in this one, which gives you all this space, because you don't need it. It's on that aft deck as we saw. Galley is down here, usual bits and pieces, fridge, gas on this one. So gas oven and gas hob. Sinks are underneath here. Bin is underneath there. Little bits of storage around the place, like so. And this one's also got the microwave tucked away there. Did I mention the fridge? I think I did. In case I didn't, there it is. Cutlery drawer. etc. And then we come forward again. Day heads is down here. That's on the other side, like that. Quite a decent size. It's got the separate shower stall in there, which is excellent. And then there's a doorway here, and that is so that day head can be an ensuite at night to this cabin. And what's nice is they've got a central double bed in here. A lot of the boats of this size tend to have V-berths in the bow, just to save space and move this bulkhead forward. But with this one, they've managed to get a proper double in. So that is excellent. And you can get down both sides. You've got hanging lockers about the place. This is storage up around here. That's the hatch that we saw when we were up on the deck, and I said, I think that's over the forward cabin. I was exactly right. Just for a change. More storage here. It is a sort of boat that people tend to go away on, so sometimes people, you know, disappear down into the river systems or, you know, European inland waterways, that kind of thing. This is absolutely ideal for that. And if we head on back, I will show you, well, first of all, I'll show you the, well, I will show you the engines towards the end, but just to mention that to get to the engines you need to get the carpet up. If you just want to get to the water strainer, and you do sometimes on rivers because they get clogged up with reeds, you've put it in here. So it's really convenient to get to. You don't have to get everything up every time. And also, while we're poking around in these sorts of areas, this is access for straight into the bilges. So plumbing and whatever else you need to get to, you can get to through there. Got a drawer underneath there as well. Fantastic. Tell we're at a brooch show, can't you? Brochures everywhere. Okay, let's head on back a bit further. Another thing to show you, I like this very much, is the fact that if you look at the distribution panel, these are hand built up in Norfolk, and on all of them you get this little plaque, and it tells you, oh, you can see that hopefully fairly well, it tells you who's built the boat, the actual build team. So those are the guys who got together and put your boat together. I think that's excellent. So this is what you gain with the aft cabin layout. On the sedan, you come back here, you have doors, and then you're out into the cockpit, all on the same level. On this one, you go up to the aft deck. That gives you the space underneath, and that gives you this. Look at that. So it's really private because, of course, your guests are at the front of the boat, you're at the back of the boat, and it's just a nice, big, square room. Plenty of storage again, so hanging locker in there. This is storage along here, storage over there. Yeah, as I say, it's the sort of boat that people want to be able to go away on for a period of time. And if we have a look over here, ensuite. So completely private to this cabin, separate shower. They've got an awful lot into a 36-foot boat, and they've done it with this aft cabin configuration. That's what gives you the space, because of that bulkhead there is the transom of the boat. Right at the back, the only thing behind that is the bathing platform. So there we go. Battery master switches are down here, nice and easy to get to. And then the engine is under here, and to get to the engine you need to just move the table out of the way, lift it up and put it on the top of there and roll the carpet up, or alternatively use the magic of video editing. Now, it's possible to get these boats in two formats. You can get a category C, which is inland and coastal. You can get a category B that's offshore. This one's a category C, and therefore it's got the single diesel engine. They do a variety of engine options. This one is the 110 horsepower Yanmar, and this is giving the boat a pretty river friendly speed, really. So you've got 9 knots flat out and 6 knots at a cruise, and a range at that sort of speed of about 600 miles, because it's using very little fuel indeed. I think they said about 4.5 litres an hour. Now, if you go for bigger engines, you can go for bigger single, or you can go right up to twin 230 horsepower. If you have that set up with a category B hull, then you're looking at about 20 knots flat out, so you've got a proper offshore machine. Anyway, let's magic that back down. And that, my friends, I think is about the size of that. I'm going to take a seat here. I'm going to say massive thanks to Val Wyatt Marine. They organised this tour. Huge thanks, of course, to you guys for watching this one. But let me know what you think of that, and we'll catch you in one of these real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.